Welcome to the Brad and Taylor Show. Today we have Sophia Barry.
You're listening to the Brad and Taylor Show, a podcast that inspires entrepreneurs to pursue their passions. We're sitting down with some of the best to learn how they got started and some lessons they learned along the way.
Hey, Sophia.
Hey.
How's it going?
It's going well. How are you?
We're good.
Doing good. So what exactly do you do?
Well, I'm a realtor with Keller Williams on the North Shore. I enjoy helping people list and find their homes.
I like it. So when you were younger, is this what you had planned for your future, or what was your plan when you were younger?
Well, my plan when I was asked actually in K-5 what I wanted to be when I grew up was I said I wanted to wear beautiful gowns and do nothing all day. So no, this is not what I had planned.
Hey, you got a plan, right?
Yes, I had a plan, but it didn't work out that way. I do lots of things. I'm very busy. I am one of the higher volume agents. I actually have maintained a position as one of the top individual agents volume-wise for this year out of the North Shore office. So still on the chart, maintaining my spot on the chart for that. Since January, I was the top selling agent out of the Keller Williams North Shore office, which is a pretty impressive office because we've got a lot of really great, really strong agents here.
Good for you. So when you did you go to school for anything, or did you have any other jobs? How did you make it from wanting to sit around all day and to
I still want to.
I know, we all want to, right? To doing real estate full time. How did that whole transition go from when you were younger to getting to all the way to real estate?
So I went to school for a couple things actually. I do not have a bachelor's degree or a master's degree, or even really an associate's degree. I have several certifications, and I've always been a businesswoman. So I've had several LLCs. My first business, I was a certified personal trainer and a holistic health coach. So Wisdom Wellness LLC was my first business. And I had worked in higher end, like women's retail management, basically since my late teens, high school jobs, starting as like, I'm a key holder and, a full-time sales associate to like managing stores at the store, and transitioned to holistic health coaching, went to I did the integrative Institute of Integrative Nutrition programming for that, and became a holistic health coach, certified personal trainer, and then the UWM entrepreneurial training program through their SBDC Small Business Development Center extension programming. I found that to be a lot more useful for me personally. Not to hate on the higher education. Both my parents are actually professors, university professors. My dad taught at Marquette for 30 years, and my mom taught at UWM for many years. And both my sisters worked at Marquette. So I was kind of surrounded by that, the whole academic, the world of academia. And I think it was because I saw so many people within my generation just become career students and, for lack of a better word, flounder with what they wanted to be when they grew up. For me, I've always been a very action-based person, and I work hardest when I am working for myself. So, having an LLC when I was, basically 21 years old, and being able to have a high hourly rate, set my own hours, really add value and create change in people's lives, was very satisfying. So did that for a couple of years. Changed it to a workshop type format. And then with, having more kids and needing to shift away from sort of this place of Zen, calm, wellness, whatever, because I'm running around with kids, and it's I don't really have the time or space to do that. I leveraged my boutique retail management background and opened a bath and body boutique. So I kind of combined the two things because I, had been integrating essential oils and self-care a lot with my previous business, and having this gorgeous bath and body boutique in downtown Oconomowoc was awesome, and did that in that location, moved the store to Cedarburg, and created such a strong brand and such scalable systems with that I actually was able to sell that business. So again, when I'm when I'm leading a team or when I'm training people, I'm always pulling back on my experience of saying, is your business scalable? Are you creating a brand? Are you looking at it with like an eagle eye view and understanding what your client and your customer's perspective is? Those kinds of things. And are you at least creating something where you're impactful on a scale where people are actually like recognizing your name and putting some value on that? So those are all things that I've maintained through each of my different businesses. And I sold that business at the perfect time because it was like pre-COVID. Obviously I had no way of knowing. Yeah. And then during COVID, I just got my real estate license because people had been telling me I'd make an excellent realtor since I was like 18, 19. But safety was always a concern. Yes, cell phones were a thing, but we didn't have to find my iPhone or really smartphones or anything like that. So now we have all those great, safety features. It makes a lot more sense for me.
Yeah. Speaking of safety, what is the worst property you have been to? I mean, have you walked into any where people are like staying there that aren't supposed to be? Because I know a lot of people have walked into like squatter homes, basically.
I'm trying to think the worst property.
Which one comes to mind?
Like grossest, worst, like scariest. Like
either one works.
Yeah, either one.
We've heard both.
Gosh, there's always like yucky ones. There was one, it was like, because I've worked with investor clients. Actually, a friend of mine was one of my first clients, and she's an investor and she does like flips. And so she'd always want to see these foreclosures. And there was one that just, it had mold, and like we walked inside, like, oh God, I didn't want to breathe.
Yeah.
I'm like, you go. I'm like,
I'll wait out here.
I'll stay right here in like the entryway, like you go.
Yeah. Did they put it on?
That for grossest. And some of them, there are other properties where I'm like, I'm not thoroughly convinced that I'm not going to go up in the attic and, like you said, find somebody
living
up here.
Yeah, because you never know.
So you just see, you see weird things, and you never know what to expect.
Yeah, for sure. Did
really Did
they end up buying that one?
No.
Just wondering.
And you go in there and you're dressed to the nines and you're like,
oh yeah,
tiptoeing around, God knows what.
Yep.
It's an interesting job.
Yep.
Especially with those investor properties, like you don't know what you're walking into.
Yeah.
Never.
Those ones are crazy. Is there any kind of advice that you got when you started out that kind of helped you along the way?
I think just really hit the ground running and stay focused. And you have to be a people person. You have to be able to focus on the positive. Again, for me, I have been working nonstop since basically high school, just because that's my work ethic. I'm a workhorse. Not because, again, I want to be, right? I want to be lounging in my gowns, but
oh yeah, that's what you're working towards.
Yeah, because, and again, I could probably be there if I would just chill out and stop, being an idiot, and always building, right? I'm I'm greedy. It's I did this, now I'm gonna get a billboard. Now I did this, now I'm gonna do that. So, I'm very ambitious, but that's why I am where I'm at. I drive myself and I'm very self-motivated. So I've never needed a manager. I've always resented being managed. I like the best thing somebody can do to manage me is just say, great job. And like, that's it. Like, just like back up. Don't say anything else. It's like, just praise me and stay away from me because I don't need anything else. Like, I literally don't need anything else. Like, I just need, basically like positive affirmation. That's it, because I am so driven on my own. And, that's just the way that, I'm naturally programmed. And it might have to do with like the way I was raised, because my mom was like a crazy overachiever, and like, it's just like in my blood. So I can't help it.
Yep, for sure. Especially if your mom was doing it.
It's not good.
Yeah, especially if your mom was doing it. You're like, I'm just kind of following the footsteps of doing awesome and just overachieving on everything. That's awesome. So let's say you had to start all over today and you only had $1,000. How would you spend that first $1,000? Like
as like an agent or like in life? Am I a baby? What am I doing?
Either in business, either in any of your businesses or real estate, either one. Any of them is fine.
Real estate, I mean, I do exactly the same thing. I don't think I change anything, to be honest.
So
like I literally just started from the ground up, and I've just worked tremendously hard, and a lot of it is very grassroots, and it just comes down to when the going gets tough, the tough gets going, like get going or whatever. I don't know how you say it, but like if there's like something that needs to happen, I will roll up my sleeves and do it.
Yeah.
And like, I've seen that, I think we've all seen that like meme of like boss versus leader, where like the boss is behind the desk, like pointing, and like there's like people pulling the desk, and like the leader is like in front pulling the desk with the other people. I'm definitely a leader. Like, I am, boots on the ground, like getting stuff done. Even if nobody else will show up to get it done, I will get it done. And what motivates me more than anything else, even if it was not a financial transaction at all, even if I was paid nothing, because my name is on it, I took the responsibility on. There's accountability involved. It's my word that I gave to the client. And what motivates me the most is the appreciation of that person. And the best thing, again, like that a client can do is be appreciative of that, like recognize that, give that praise, like, hey, thank you so much for going the extra mile. That really is that huge deposit into my emotional bank account, where I'm like, no matter what, I don't care if I have to get up at 5 a.m. to like go stage, even though I'm like super burnt out and whatever. It's not even for me. It's not like it can be really bad math for me. Like, I can come out negative on it. It's more about like leaving that person really happy so that they had a great experience, and walking away feeling like this makes sense. This made me happy. And like, I feel good about my name having been on this sign at this house. So the inverse of that, the rare occasion where maybe like a client is not being like a team player or, participating, or maybe say they spot that I'm like a giver, and like maybe takes advantage of that.
Yeah.
That's tough, right? Because that's like, I like to believe that like 99% of people are good. But you're always going to run that 1% who like will take advantage of like free refreshments at wherever. Yep. Let me just go yoink like all of it, right? So like that does put a sour taste in your mouth sometimes, and that's like a live and learn situation. And that's all about like setting boundaries, right? So that would be like my like live and learn. Not necessarily starting from scratch in any other way, but just sort of knowing like, okay, where do you set your parameters on like your energy, right? Like, and your willingness to go above and beyond for people that maybe aren't recognizing that this is not normal.
Yeah.
Most realtors don't do this. And making sure that you come full circle and get what you need as a business person in terms of recognition, reviews, referrals, and so on.
Yeah, absolutely. I know going forward, kind of the next year, I'm sure you have a lot of plans going forward. What do you want to accomplish? What's your number one goal in the next year?
I would say my number one goal in the next year is going to be to continue to grow my business. I would like to, now that I have my employee who was my personal assistant, who had been part of my team, assisting me with all the day-to-day functions of, getting the listing appointments, doing staging, things like that. Blake had been helping with all of those things, but unlicensed. And he had always wanted to eventually become a realtor, but had been going to MATC to study for that. And it was like sort of a down the road thing. He went ahead and said, okay, at this pace, like it makes more sense for me to just hurry up and get licensed. So he's licensed now. So as far as I'm concerned, now that technically I have a team, I don't think that it should just be double. Like I want to see my business triple. Like there's no reason why at this point, with somebody who has been shadowing me for a year and with so many more systems in place, and I have a dedicated admin right now who is also getting licensed to be able to help with transaction management and other tasks, be able to go in my email, respond to all this clutter that constantly comes at me. I mean, that is what drives me nuts. Just the amount of paperwork that just bogs you down. Because again, like I said, I'm a people person. I don't want to touch the keyboard. Like I can't stand it. It drives me nuts. It's like, can we just have a conversation? Yeah. Like, can we not do paper, please? And he comes from a background of boutique hotel management. So capable of just dealing with so much multitasking at once and super detail oriented. So he's super valuable to me. And then now Blake, okay, you've been shadowing me. Like you are super, super into the aspects of the business, the way that everything has been run. You look at all the things that I've achieved and you want to hit those goals. So let's go, let's do it. Like, let's triple the numbers. If I can be maintaining my spot as, one of the highest performing individual agents, and this isn't a Keller Williams thing. When I was at my previous brokerage, I was, my first 2 months, I was rookie of the month, my first 2 months in as a realtor. And that was both listings and volume company-wide. That was a huge company. That was 25 offices. So, I mean, again, like Sophia Barry magic, most definitely. But, Sophia Barry is like here to support you. And so anybody who joins my team is going to have like me, propping them up and lighting a fire under their butt. So I like it. I want some work-life balance, basically.
Yeah. You have to.
I want that. Yeah. But I still want to be able to see those numbers grow because the business is scalable. Real estate is scalable. There's a reason why there's books like The $1 Million Real Estate Agent. And no, I'm not going to read it. I don't need to read it. I don't like to deal with words and books and keyboards. I already know what it's about. It's like, great, train people and have them do stuff so you can like MLM style. Great. Like he's already learned from me. So wonderful. Let's do it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Absolutely.
I want to be in my gowns and it's just chilling.
You'll get there. It'll happen.
Okay,
It'll definitely happen.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome. Hey, how can people get a hold of you and where can they follow you at?
So I'm on all the things. It's basically Sophia Barry Realtor. So Instagram, I believe, is, at Sophia Barry Realtor. Facebook, same, Sophia Barry Realtor. And the website is www.sophiabarryrealtor. Noticing a theme here.
Oh, yeah.
Also LinkedIn. Please connect on LinkedIn as well. It is also Sophia Barry. I think it might just be Sophia Barry on LinkedIn. And then Twitter, I think, is Sophia Barry KW. So
sweet. Well, awesome.
And I do have a YouTube channel, and there is some really exciting stuff coming up video-wise.
Oh, nice.
I'm excited about that. Is it?
We'll see that. So this is like a little exciting like preview of things to come, because I had a really amazing videographer who did our video for Springdale Road. Now, we've been in talks with different people about like, hey, put something together. We'll look at it if you do. And finally, we're working with Eric again to do that. Nice. So at the very least, we're going to have an amazing pilot that we're going to put together for like a little like real estate show. That's like awesome. Imagine like if there was like Selling Sunset, but it was like local and in the Midwest. And that's what we're going to be doing. And if all goes well, then you'll be able to see it on a local prime time. So we will just kind of keep you posted on that. But that would be on my YouTube.
I like it. Nice work.
So definitely subscribe on YouTube, which is also at Sophia Barry Realtor.
I like it. Awesome. Hey, thanks for coming on and sharing your story with us today.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thanks for featuring me.
Are these working? All right. There we go.
Oh, there we go. I think they're working. Should we tell them?
Mine keeps falling. It doesn't like my voice.
What do we got to tell them?
Subscribe.
Subscribe? What do we got to point at it? Hey, I think there's a subscription button. Like
it might be there.
It might be right there too.
Somewhere.
Find
it. It's red.
Yeah. And it's blue. It's green. I don't really know.
It's a color.
This mic isn't even attached. Did you plug these in? Well, I guess.
I wonder if they can hear us.
Yeah, I wonder if they hear us. Well, we should probably tell them if they can hear us. We should probably tell them also give us a 5-star review if they listen to on Apple. That'd be cool.
5 stars, review. Guys.
Share it with everybody they can think of.
We won't take 4 stars.
I mean, Taylor, I don't even think these are on. I mean,
I don't think this is working.
This is not working.
Yeah.